Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Philanthropone, and I'm back with my top 3 favorite HTC Vive games for the month of November 2017. The games in November didn't blow my mind by any means, but I'm pretty happy with my picks. I have one honorable mention, and that game is Doom VFR, which again is one of those games that could have made the list, but I simply didn't play enough of it, and I only want to include single-player, story-driven games that I've spent a good amount of time with. But the bit that I did play, I was pretty impressed, despite some of the hatred that's revolving around the game. And let's be honest, if the game wasn't called Doom and was made by some indie dev, I highly doubt people would be so harsh toward it. It's just that people have super high expectations for games made by AAA developers, I guess. Anyways, so without further ado, here are my top 3 favorite HTC Vive games for November 2017. Number 3, High Noon VR. While it's rare for a wave shooter to get into my top 3 these days, I am willing to make exceptions, and that is the case with High Noon VR. It's a Wild West themed shooter that is all about taking on waves of gunslinging bad guys, along with lots of humorous dialogue to go with it.
You're pretty high up there, Billy boy. Be careful. Well, hello there, beauty.
As I mentioned in my video for the game, I have played several Western cowboy-themed games, but every single one of them were in early access and felt very incomplete. High Noon VR was the first one to break that streak, thankfully, as it features 8 unique stages to take on male cowboys, female cowgirls, and even big bad bosses.
I bet he'd eat ya.
One of the things I love about the game are the weapons. You're not just stuck with revolvers in this one. There are shotguns, sniper rifles, dynamite, and a harpoon?
Don't go near that chick. That's what I'm talking about. Right on time!
Each weapon can also be upgraded if you have the cash, which you earn by simply playing the stages. The game runs flawlessly. I had little to no hiccups, and the visuals are very nice as long as you don't mind them being more on the cartoony side. But that's what High Noon VR is all about. Lighthearted, gun-blazing fun. Number 2, Spark. Spark is a super fun multiplayer game and is a perfect example of how game developers are able to literally invent new sports that are only possible in VR. Some of the sports and games that came to mind while playing were dodgeball, baseball, soccer, and air hockey, all fused into one.
Oh, there we go, I got one. Oh man.
Now, one of the downsides to multiplayer VR games is finding people to actually play with, but luckily for us, Spark is a cross-platform game, which means HTC Vive players can play against Oculus and even PlayStation VR players. Very cool if you ask me.
Cross-platform, sure, yeah, I want to play against some like PSVR people.
The game is also gorgeous, and I had very good performance during online play, as I didn't run into any issues regarding latency. The tutorial does a great job at preparing you for online play, and although the game is marked as being multiplayer only on its Steam page, there are also challenges you can do before taking your skills online. There is also a spectator mode where you can watch 2 players as you wait in a queue. The games can be pretty intense, and room space is definitely a huge bonus in Spark. The game currently goes for $19.99 and has a 90% positive review average on Steam. And number 1, Dream Pets VR. No, I'm just joking. And number 1, Titanic VR. This pick may be a bit controversial, but I've really enjoyed Titanic VR so far. So much so that it's actually the first VR game I've done a part 3 for on my channel. In my first video for the game, I mentioned that I totally expected the game to be a sit back and watch type of educational experience with very little interaction. So I was very pleasantly surprised to find out that not only can you explore freely in a submarine, but that there is also a full-blown campaign with much better than average voice acting if you ask me. And if that wasn't enough, there are also 2 more pieces of content that are coming soon. Some of the missions consist of scavenging for artifacts from the wreck, rescuing a damaged ROV, and providing lighting for a movie director whose ego is up there with the likes of Kanye West.
But it was my guidance that got us there. I think that's why I won so many awards for that film. Guess how many?
Guess how many awards?
Yeah, go on. How many awards did I win?
Well, maybe...
20! Can you believe it?
Everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was. A god!
Speaking of that movie director, it was easily my favorite mission and even reminded me of something straight out of Grand Theft Auto. You know, the random jobs that you take from some wacko who barks out directions and insults you along the way with your incompetence.
I'm surrounded by incompetence! You realize who I am, right?
Another really cool part of the game is the ability to listen to real interviews from real Titanic survivors, some of who even describe seeing the ship sink with their own eyes.
Did you take
They didn't want to let me on because there was too many on the boat already.
But you got into the boat.
But I said to the man I'd like to go with my sister because there was a neighbor with me and I thought he'd feel, because I didn't want to lose the crowd. I didn't really think it was any danger, but I thought I'd miss them in the dark. You know, it was very dark.
Did you see the ship sink?
Oh yes, I was looking at it sinking when we were in the lifeboat because we were in the lifeboats for 9 hours.
And then which ship rescued you?
Carpathia picked us up then early in the morning, about 9 o'clock.
It's the unexpectancy of things like that that really has made Titanic VR an enjoyable experience for me. It currently has a 92% positive review average on Steam.
You don't have much experience diving, do you, Lynch?
Well, this is my first expedition here, but I've dived...
I expected as much, judging by your piloting skills.
I am Shakespeare in the flesh, Walt Disney.
Alright, well there you have it guys, my top 3 favorite HTC Vive games for November 2017. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I'd appreciate it if you liked it, and be sure to subscribe to my channel so you can know what my favorite Vive games are every month. And let's hope that the month of December delivers when it comes to brand new, awesome Vive games. So that's all I got. Thank you so much once again. Until next time, peace.
Oh, the fish is in your shot, haha.
Did you see that? That damn fish ruined my shot! I'll have to reset and start again.